Hey, Colorado Springs. This is Jenny Bayless, and we are here to do another deal analysis on a Pueblo duplex. And with me today, I have Leah. Leah, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for sharing this deal with everyone. I was really impressed by the numbers
I
when
know.
we were walking through it. So let's set it up. Tell us a little bit about the clients, what they're looking for, what their investment goals are, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, so these are Denver clients. This was actually their first investment property. So super exciting. We kind of just started looking at, everything that Pueblo had to offer from single families to townhomes. And then they decided that they wanted to go multifamily route. The numbers just seem to be better in Pueblo for multifamilies. So um, we just came across this one and hopped on it right away. So very exciting.
Yeah, it looked like it was recently renovated
Mhm.
from the photos that you were showing me. So that's always nice to walk into a property that, has everything done and you can just kind of take it over and lease it up at that point.
Yeah, it's really nice. So duplex, 3 bed, 1 bath. So that's pretty unique. Normally
Yeah.
2 bed. So 3 bed, about 800, 900 square feet. So super cool, unique property. It's like a front and back unit. So the front unit is like ranch style, and then the back unit is a 2 story. So it's pretty cool and unique. And then there's 2 garage spaces. So
Oh, that's great.
I know, yeah. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
renovated. They did a really nice job on the renovations, and so yeah, they're ready to put tenants in there.
I mean, 3 bedrooms is, typically very desirable for a rental property. So I'm glad that they were able to find something that had that,
Mhm.
because they'll probably get a lot of interest for that. So, what part of town was this one on?
So this one is in the South Pueblo area, so just south of the Bessemer area where a lot of our clients invest.
Hmm.
So yeah, super close to I-25.
Great. So my understanding was that you guys snagged this on the first weekend. It
Mhm.
went for sale. So what was it listed for? What did you guys end up buying it for? What was that process like?
Yeah, so it was listed for 299, and there was another offer on the table, but the listing agent let us know that it was under ask, and so we were like, "Oh, okay, too easy." So came in at ask at list price of 299 and went under contract, and then with some negotiations through inspection, we actually ended up at 297.5.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad.
Mhm.
That's a much better buying environment than what we were facing just, a few months ago, even. There probably would have been, a bunch of other offers on the table, bidding it up above list price. So that's great that you were able to kind of just get some information from the listing agent and be able to advise your clients from there. So that's awesome.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about inspection, kind of what happened in that regard.
Yes. So I'm loving this buyer's market right now because we had a huge inspection objection that we submitted, and I told the clients, like, I don't know if they're going to do all these things. Um, and lo and behold, they did everything that we expected to. I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow, yeah, I'm not used to the thought of an inspection objection not being laughed at. So that's fantastic.
Nervous submitting it. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're going to see how this goes.
Yeah.
It was the insulation was inadequate. There was like 2 inches of insulation, so we objected to that. There was some electrical issues it was all new electrical, but there was live knob and tube in the attic, which was strange.
Yeah. I'm glad
So
that you guys found that.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It was good that there wasn't insulation.
Yeah.
So we were able to find that. And then just other miscellaneous things. And then we actually got a credit, a $5,600 credit for just a minor offset in the sewer line. So that got a little contentious, but we made it happen in the end. So, everything worked out. The buyers were so happy. So good
That's
ending.
great. Is the split between the seller credits and a reduction in purchase price, is that a result of you working with the lender to figure out what the max credit amount could be versus what everything that they wanted to encompass?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So the purchase price reduction was for radon.
Okay.
So the radon was a little bit high. So we negotiated half the cost of that. And that was the purchase price reduction. And then, yes, we couldn't go above, I think it was like 5,800 on concession.
Okay.
So we pretty much maxed that out.
And did the seller take care of the electric work and the installation work? Wow. So that is a change, right? Like usually, sellers, a couple months ago, sellers said, take it or leave it. We might throw some money at it, but they certainly were not going to arrange for the work.
Yes.
So this is great.
Isn't it? Yeah. I'm so impressed. And there was quite a few other things we put on there, like some plumbing stuff, a couple things with appliances. And so they did every single thing that we asked for.
Yeah, that's amazing. So everyone who, has been frustrated with how kind of the buyers had to, take it or leave it in the past, definitely take note of all this. You can kind of get your little wish list taken care of. So that is fantastic.
I know.
So I guess we'll speak on, the elephant in the room now, the interest rate on this property. So I think that's probably why you were able to negotiate all those items. But what was the buyer's loan?
So the interest rate was 7.25%. So not bad. They got locked in, right before the next hike. So, and I think they did buy down some points on that, but with that concession, it kind of just worked out for them. So yes, 7.25%, 30-year fixed.
Okay. So, not great, but not the worst we've seen. So yeah, it's just kind of par for the course. And like you said, my understanding is that investment mortgages 30-year fixed have gone up since then. We're recording it middle of October, just for reference for everyone. But I think that this is a good news story because we're going to show that it still pencils. So, that's exciting in my opinion.
Yes.
So what are the buyers planning on getting for rent? And what's the utility situation?
Yeah, so they are going to try for $1,250. I ran at $1,200 just because that's how I run my numbers conservatively. But so they actually have already been getting bites on people wanting to lease these. So that's super exciting. I think that they probably will be able to get $1,250, but since they haven't yet, I just ran it at $1,200. And then utilities are billed back since the units are vacant. They can just put, fresh leases and implement a 50-50 bill back.
Great.
So that's what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll just account for that in the spreadsheet as a wash in terms of utilities. But yeah, 1,200. We have our typical, rates in here, vacancy factor, rent increase, all that good stuff. We have monthly reserves for maintenance as 8%, which I think is very fair for an older home, even though it was renovated. It's an older home. Things come up, especially being a multifamily too. And so are they managing it themselves or are they going to hire somebody down there?
Yeah, so they went back and forth with this, and they ultimately decided to self-manage,
Okay.
which I think is so exciting. There's, super hands-on. They're located in Denver, so not, too far away.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I'm excited to see how that goes for them. And yeah, so that definitely helps the numbers.
Yeah, I would love to hear um, their experience doing that. If
Hmm.
they've found themselves having to, run down there all the time, or if it's something that, with technology nowadays, you can pretty much do a good chunk of self-management remotely. So I'd like to hear their feedback on that for sure after they've gotten their feet wet, for a few months.
Yeah, me too. I referred them some, couple handymen. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll be good for them.
Yeah. It's a good learning experience
Mhm.
regardless. So I think, anyone who wants to get into this business, if you have the aptitude for it and have the stomach for it, I would definitely say, it's a very good learning experience, whether you keep it on or don't. So real estate taxes pretty low, 950 for the year.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah,
And
that
then 2000 for insurance, which
Mhm.
I'm not surprised to see insurance prices have been going up quite a bit.
Mhm.
I've noticed, and just speaking with my insurance agent, he was just saying is because the cost to rebuild is increasing,
Mhm.
just with everything increasing. So makes sense.
Yep.
And it sounds like they're going to pay for trash.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
the owners are going to pay for the trash just so they can make sure that someone's picking up the trash. So 400 a year on that.
Okay, not bad. All right. So they're all in for just shy of 86,000. And when we run through all of their numbers, their net operating income is $21,700 minus their mortgage payments. Their cash flow before taxes is $3,400. So close to $300 a month, which with a 7.25% interest rate, which I love. Obviously, it's a little bit shielded because they are self-managing.
Mhm.
But I wanted to we'll go through the numbers with the self-management, and then I wanted to pop in if they were to hire a manager,
Mhm.
how it's not as devastating as we thought. So again, almost $300 a month in expected cash flow and cash on cash return 4%, cap rate 7.2%. That is awesome.
Isn't
I'm
that
very
so
I'm very
good?
excited for them.
I know.
Uh, yeah, so let's go to inputs again, and I'm gonna say that they do have a manager at 10%, and their annual cash flow before taxes is $500. So it's break even.
Yeah.
So brings the cap rate down to 6.2%, still phenomenal.
Still amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
um, if this were me, if I was looking at it, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't necessarily think that rates are going to go down too much or anytime soon. Is just
Mhm.
my personal guess. But if they were to go down, it would be interesting if they were able to refinance it into a lower rate and put property management in place. And I bet you it would be pretty close to where they are currently. So, there's definitely room for play.
Mhm. Yes,
So,
I agree. I was so impressed with this property.
yeah, that's really exciting. Like I said, 6.2% for a 7.25% interest rate
Mhm.
and property management in place, break even cash flow.
Mhm.
That's great. So
I know. And
great.
hopefully a maintenance-free property for a while.
I hope so. But we have, 8% budgeted. So they can just put that aside and then when things start breaking, they can pull from that pot. So
Yeah.
great job to you and your clients for finding this one. And, I think this is going to be an awesome first investment for this couple.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. So any parting words before we sign off?
I think this one just shows that, you know, even with these high interest rates right now, we can still make deals happen. I think that's important for people to know, and investors are still investing. I know, you know, a lot of people are on the fence and waiting, you know, for something. And I'm just like, just get in the game. You don't want to sit on the sideline, and these numbers are still working. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that there's just a lot of talk right now. No one knows what's happening. My personal philosophy is if you can buy a property today and it works today, we're not, making any future assumptions, which this couple clearly is not. They bought a property and it's working today. Even if they had to put management in, it's still working today. And, hold it with the assumption of forever. And I think that, there's a very high probability of success on that. So congrats to them and great job.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So anyone who is interested in learning more about Pueblo, please reach out to either of us, Jenny at envisionrea.com or Leah at envisionrea.com. And we'll see you all later. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.